Mortal Kombat 1 literally reset everything, which meant a new universe and also new costumes. Many characters got a drastic redesign, some of which were universally praised by fans, while others continue to get roasted on a daily basis. Today we're ranking the costumes in Mortal Kombat 1 with an official tier list. Make sure to comment down below which costume is your favorite, and without any further ado, let's begin. Alrighty, and here we go. Costumes in Mortal Kombat 1 ranked from worst to best, and I'm gonna start off with the worst because I think, unfortunately, we all know the answer to this question. But keep in mind, this bottom row is in no particular order because they're all just pretty bad. First up is Tanya though. We're gonna talk about Tanya. This character's reveal got a lot of people upset, and even months later, I have to agree this outfit is just weird. It's really over-designed. She looks like a bumblebee. I don't get what's going on with the hair. The random plate on her forehead looks kinda goofy. At the end of the day, there's just too much going on with this outfit. It's really overdone. Like, it's so over-designed. And I hate that I even have to clarify this, but I know someone is going to try and make this about race in the comment section. It's not. The outfit itself is just weird. There's a bunch of belts and straps that go to random places and serve no purpose. They're just there to add clutter. It's just a weird, over-designed outfit. However, all that said, I don't think Tanya has the worst costume in the game. And sadly, she's not the only Edenian who's guilty of terrible drip. Because next up, we have Sindel. I don't get what's going on with this costume, like even a little bit. In my honest opinion, this is the worst Sindel costume in any Mortal Kombat game, in any Mortal Kombat media. I would take the Annihilation movie costume over this. It's just weird. There's armor in random places to imply that Sindel is a warrior, but then on top of that, it's trying to look regal too, but it fails at both. This outfit tries to be tantalizing by using skin-toned fabric to look like skin, but it's actually not skin. It's just fabric that looks like the color of skin, which is really weird and off-putting. And then finally, just like Tanya, there's random straps and buckles everywhere, especially right here. She has like 3 buckles on each side of her neck, and I don't get why those are there. What is that for? Keep in mind, Sindel is supposed to be the queen of Outworld. She is the richest woman in the land, and this is the best she can do? Man, it's not good. Now that said, her alternate is fantastic. I love Sindel's alternate costume in this game, the evil one, which has me conflicted because I hate evil Sindel, but I like the outfit. It looks good. But guess what? It's already time for the most shocking part of the video. This might be the most controversial thing I've said in any tier list video, so get ready, because next up we're talking about the actual worst costume in Mortal Kombat 1. In fact, the worst wardrobe in the entire game. No costume this character has is creative, and that's because he's just wearing regular clothing, and his name is Johnny Cage. Yeah, I think Johnny Cage has the worst drip in the entire game, and that's because he's just dressed like a regular guy, which is fine for an alternate. I don't mind seeing what these characters dress like when they're going clubbing on the weekend, but I don't want it to be the default costume. Johnny Cage in this game dresses like me on the weekend, and I'm not kidding. He's just wearing a nice shirt, dress pants, and a watch. That's it. Wow, how creative. What a cool costume design. Oh my god. Even though I think Tanya and Sindel have uglier costumes, at least I can tell they tried something new. They actually designed a unique and original costume, whereas Johnny Cage is just wearing a regular man's clothing. It's dull, it's boring, and it's his default costume, which is why I consider it the worst costume in the entire game. It's not even a costume, it's just regular daily clothes. Come on, let's get a little bit creative. However, I have good news. We're already done with the worst ever category. Let's move up to boring. These outfits are just meh. Can you tell I'm sleep deprived? Because I can't even talk right now. I can barely even finish my line of thinking. This is bad. But not as bad as Li Mei's costume, her default one. Keep in mind that this entire video is supposed to be about their default costumes, not the alternates, otherwise we'd be here all night. Whoever designed Li Mei's default costume is unaware that her main color is supposed to be purple and also white. Really bright, vibrant colors. That is what Li Mei is known for. But for some reason, with this outfit, it's in the background. It's secondary. You can barely even see it from the front. You can't even tell this character's Li Mei. I think that's one of the biggest sins. I understand she's a police officer and there's only so much you can do with that, but come on, get a little bit creative with it. At least add more splashes of color. Li Mei is known for being colorful and wearing vibrant purple. But next up, let's talk about Raiden. I'm happy that he is human in Mortal Kombat 1, and I don't think his outfit looks terrible. At the very least, it's original, and we've never seen Raiden dressed this way. Now, thankfully, Raiden's color placement is good. I like the use of the blue and the white coordination. I think it's handled pretty well, and that's why Raiden's not in the bottom row along with Johnny Cage. And then right behind Raiden, we have Kung Lao. Their attire looks fairly similar, which makes sense. They're from the same region, but at least Kung Lao has some cool designs on the back, and I love the bright red sash. Really helps his outfit to pop a bit more, but at the same time, I've seen this outfit like 100 times. They're playing it way too safe with this design. It's not bad, but it is boring, which is why it's in the boring category. Nothing new, nothing really fresh. It's just Kung Lao, but a bit more simple than past games. And don't get me wrong, that's way better than over-designing the character, but it's still like, you know, meh. Next up, we have Smoke, who is guilty of wearing the most generic ninja costume in the game, but thankfully his mask design is unique and new. It's a gas mask, similar to what firemen wear to keep themselves from inhaling smoke, which makes sense because in this new timeline, Smoke was not born with his powers. And on top of that, he's got a cool new weapon too, so even though his outfit is mostly boring, there are some new things being done with Smoke that make him a bit better than the next ninja on our list, which is Scorpion. I think Scorpion has the worst of all 3 ninja costumes in this game. But real quick, hear me out, okay? His mask is literally borrowed from Mortal Kombat 11. And honestly, in Mortal Kombat 11, the metal mask made more sense because Scorpion had way more armor and metal over his body. But in Mortal Kombat 1, he has no metal, except for the faceplate, which just looks kind of weird. The metal really stands out now because it's the only spot that has the metal. It clashes with the outfit, is what I'm saying. The mask and the costume just don't match up at all. So even though Smoke, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion are all wearing similar outfits, I think that Scorpion does it the worst. Alright, but next up we have the mid category. These outfits aren't bad, but they're not good either. They're just okay. They're passable, if you will. So first up we have Garrus. He looks very similar to Mortal Kombat 11, but he's showing more skin. He's wearing less clothing, which could be a metaphor to show he's more free. His outfit is also asymmetrical, which I'm a big fan of, because normally uniforms are perfectly symmetrical and you're forced to wear them at your job, right? And as a result, symmetry is usually more in line with conformity, whereas asymmetry means you're more free. Then right behind Garrus, we have General Shao. This outfit is conflicting to me because I'm a big fan of the horns. I'm glad that NetherRealm tried something new, but what is going on with that chest armor? In fact, what's going on with the armor in general? Most people, even if they do kind of like this new design, have to admit the armor is just so bland and weird and polygonal. In fact, if I'm being honest, without the horns to make Shao Kahn at least look new in this game, I would put him in the very bottom because this might be the worst armor he's ever had. Next up, let's talk Sub-Zero. I know his outfit is very similar to the other 2 ninjas because they're all members of the Lin Kuei clan. However, I think most people watching would agree with me when I say he just pulls it off better. I love these slightly pointed shoulder pads to allude that he's a bit evil, and while he does have some metal on his mask like Scorpion, it's not entirely metal, so it blends a bit better, not to mention he has metal on his gauntlets too, so it kind of all ties together. Or in other words, unlike Scorpion, it doesn't clash. Sub-Zero's outfit actually all flows together really well and fits perfectly, I think. Then right behind Sub-Zero, we have Baraka. I think this might be one of the better costumes for Baraka, but it's also just kind of all over the place, which makes sense for the setting, but it's still kind of like, I don't know, you could have tried a bit harder to make Baraka look cool in this game and not just savage and homeless. But then again, he is homeless, so I'm not really sure what else you could really do with Baraka in this game. So I think they did all they really could with him, which is why it's mid. It's not great, but it's what you'd expect him to be wearing, I guess. Then right behind Baraka, we have Reiko, and what's there to say, really? It's the Armageddon design, but it's updated. That's pretty much it. They copy and pasted it, but made it a bit better. So it's pretty much more of the same. Not bad, but not good either. Just exactly what Reiko should look like. Or rather, it's what you would expect Reiko to look like. Nothing innovative, but playing it safe. But then we have Havik. Some people like this outfit. They think it's one of the better costumes Havik has had. For me personally, I'm just not vibing with it that much. It feels a bit off, not quite like Havik, which ironically does make sense because for anyone not aware, Havik is not actually Havik in this game. He's actually Dairo, and I'm not making that up. He is Dairo, but he's cosplaying as Havik, and that could be why it looks a bit off to me and kind of mid, which is unfortunate because in Deception, Havik had drip, man. One of the coolest looking characters in the 3D era, but here he's just kind of thrown together. It looks like he tripped and fell into an armory and then grabbed a curtain on the way down as he fell. Alright, now finally it's time for the creative category. These costumes actually look good. In fact, they're above average and some of the best costumes these characters have had. First up is Natara. I know the voice acting is terrible, but this video's not about that. The costume actually looks really cool. I think Natara looks awesome in this game. And believe it or not, her classic outfit dropped today in the store if you want to buy it. But I think this new outfit just works. The red hair was an odd choice, but I guess because she's a vampire and therefore blood, therefore red hair, I suppose. Overall, Natara's outfit is very gothic, lots of loose hanging fabric, looks great during flight and a lot of her attacks. So yeah, overall just a really good outfit. I can't think of any ways to improve it. And then next up we have Shang Tsung. Not gonna lie, a pretty clever outfit. It does a good job combining elements from the classic games but also being fresh and new in its own way. Because in Mortal Kombat 2 he wore black and yellow and also had the deep V like most of the ninja characters. So here there's kind of a V going on but not quite. And on top of that he's still rocking the black and yellow. So NetherRealm did a good job reinventing his costume. It looks fresh and new, but I can tell the designer understands what makes Shang Tsung look iconic, especially when it comes to the classic games. And then behind him we have Rain. This character is a hot topic in the fandom because he's no longer a ninja, instead he is a mage, which has some Rain fans very upset, and I can understand that. When somebody changes too much from game to game, it can be very jarring, and it's like, man, what happened to my character? But in this video, we're only talking about drip, and I think this might be one of Rain's best costumes. I love the accent of the yellow, I think the hoodie looks really cool, I'm a big fan of the cape, and the choice to have a teal sash kind of blend the yellow and purple together was such a smart color choice. And I'll be honest, I like the staff too. I think the fact that he carries around a cool magical staff is awesome. Then next up, let's talk about Melina. When this outfit first got revealed, a lot of people went crazy. It's a really cool looking design for Melina despite not showing very much skin. And that's impressive because Melina is known for showing off a ton of skin. So when the fans see a costume that's not revealing and still think, wow, what a good costume, you did a good job. And overall, I think this costume looks good too. My only real issue is the crazy knee guards that she has. They're just too much, too distracting. It's very similar to Scorpion's mask. My eye goes straight to the big shiny metal thing on her knees because they're so big, they're just so abrasive and intrusive to my eyeballs. I can't not look at them. But I digress. There's one more cool thing about this costume worth mentioning. Even though Melina is really covered up, there are tiny details that allude to sexual stuff. Like for example, there's a thong. Yeah, it's outside of her pants, but she's still wearing a thong, and your eyes definitely notice it. So there's still some scantily clad stuff there, but not too revealing. My point is, whoever designed this outfit understands that Melina is supposed to be sexy, and therefore they snuck in some tiny details like that. Then let's talk about Katana. Very similar to Melina. Fans got crazy when they saw this new outfit. It looks really good, especially the mask and the neck kind of thing going on. What would you even call that? Is that a cowl? It might be a cowl technically, because originally it did connect all the way to the top of the mask. They changed that during gameplay for some reason, but in the first trailer, her mask was all one solid piece and went all the way down past her collarbone. It looks really cool, honestly, I love it. And unlike Melina, there's nothing jarring that just takes my attention away from the overall costume, right? No giant spiky knee pads, no crazy shoulder pauldrons, nothing like that. Overall, the costume just flows so well that I don't focus on any one thing in particular. I think it looks nice, good balance. I think my only issue with this costume is the tiny bit of mid-drift. Like, either commit or don't. Do you want her to go full Britney Spears and show the flat stomach and be sexy, or do you want it to be covered? Make up your mind. That tiny slit does nothing. It's pointless. In fact, if anything, it makes the character look chopped in half, like someone just stole that part of her outfit. They cut a tiny little strip and just ran away with it. Where's the rest of the outfit? Alright, but now it's time for the King of Drip category, the best ever, as in these characters have never looked better in any Mortal Kombat game. It's their best drip. First up, we got Liu Kang. God Liu Kang, baby, and this outfit reflects that. There's still a bit of red and black to reference his older outfits, but the white says, bam, I'm new, different outfit, new generation, new me. And then on top of that, he's got the glowing tattoos just like in Mortal Kombat 11. This outfit pretty much is Mortal Kombat 11, but he's wearing a cool shirt with a weird backpack thing that I don't quite understand, but it looks good. Can somebody in the comment section tell me what that is though? What's the weird pseudo vest? It's like a back only vest, and I'm not sure what it's for. Does it carry stuff? I don't know for sure. I'm not a fan of this rope though, if I can just say that. What is that rope even doing? Why is there a random rope? Outside of that though, great costume. Really good costume, most people would agree. But then we have Ashura, and whoever designed this understood the assignment. In the past games, Ashura was a Raiden lookalike. In fact, a lot of people thought she was his sister or something like that. So in this game they said, no, we're gonna make sure you can tell her apart from Raiden. And on top of that, we're gonna make it obvious she's a demon this time around with the face markings and the black eyeballs, but she's wearing very bright and holy colors, so it's a nice contrast. And that's what Ashura is all about. She is a demon, but she's trying to hide it because she doesn't want to be a demon, which is why this design is so perfect. Just chef's kiss. The gold and the white are in perfect balance, but there's some spiky stuff here and there. Once again, she's a demon, you can tell, but she's not wanting to be a demon. But overall, she looks good, even without the hat. I think I may have preferred the hat, but I also understand that NetherRealm may have thought the hat looked a bit too goofy to take this character seriously. Oh boy, but next up, let's talk Reptile. There are so many things happening with this outfit that people don't realize, and that makes it it's special. Like for example, did you notice how this sash wraps around his body, similar to a snake wrapping around its prey? How cool is that? And I'm sure most of you noticed that his sash in the back mimics a tail, which is also great because reptile. And then finally, there's even scales on his armor. Come on, this is the best reptiles ever looked. The tattoos are also a nice touch, I believe, but man, the scaly armor, the snake sash, the alligator tail sash, it's all so cool and also clever and subtle, but also you definitely notice it. At the end of the day, I think most people would agree that Reptile has never looked this good. But then finally, we have the king of drip himself, Kenshi. Oh my goodness, how do you take the best elements from all the past Mortal Kombat games and then combine them all together so seamlessly? This outfit looks straight out of the Matrix in the best kind of way. It looks like Blade's cooler cousin, which is impressive because Blade's outfit already looks really cool. The man has drip, but Kenshi's drip is even better. I think that every man watching this video would love to cosplay as Kenshi in this costume, especially if the outfit was made for you for free. Because once again, he just looks that good. The leather, the minimal armor, how it all ties together so well, the cool pants and samurai elements mixed in too. Oh my god, it's just such a good costume, and you can't really go wrong with black and red. That's kind of cheating. It's always going to be a top 3 color scheme, but come on, everything else is also really good, man. Alright, and there you have it, my tier list ranking every costume in Mortal Kombat 1 from worst to best. If you skipped ahead to this point and are mad at me, too bad, because I explained my reasoning for every single costume, and you have no right to argue unless you actually heard me out, okay? Listen to me first and then get mad. But to everyone else who watched the entire video, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps my channel out a ton, and then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs. The first fighting game community comic is here. 40 pages of action and concept art, plus free trading cards with every purchase. Join the revolution and support the FGC with top tier issue 1. Click the link below and order your copy today.